Fellow comrades, Viva! The fight is still on. The fight is still on course. Remember the analogy that I gave you yesterday, whereby I told you they will try to use the tactic of come, let's talk. We have listened to you. We are ready to sit on the table and agree on a few issues. You are our people, and as our children, we have no other obligation but to listen to you. We are happy that you've exercised your constitutional right as well stipulated in the constitution that was promulgated in 2010. For a man who hasn't opened his or any third eye, or for a man who is not in the realm of the current dimension, will be easier for them to say, oh, the state has bowed down. The state has listened to us. Oh, let us call off the demonstrations. It's a trap. It's a trap. President Ruto said that he has withdrawn the finance bill. He is not gonna sign it. He is taking it back to parliament for amendments by the members of assembly. Anyway, criminals, as you are called, le camarade. The law is very clear, as land councils put it. Article 115 of the Constitution of Kenya 2010, which refers to the presidential assent to any bill that has been tabled and passed in parliament. It reaches a point whereby whether the president signs it or not, then it becomes a law. So, the members of the National Assembly have the liberty to either amend the bill and key in either all of the president's reservations or few of the president's reservations, or completely don't consider the president's reservations. So the thing is, whether it is signed or not, it has passed the first, second, and the third reading, then nothing much can be done. So I'm so happy that, comrades, you have started seeing the reception that is with the president, William Ruto. It is so unfortunate that also the deputy president, Rigathi Gachagua, who quote unquote calls himself the truthful man, was now urging the demonstrators, calling them our children, Generation Z, the millennials, to hold on the demonstrations, to put a stop, to call off the demonstrations. Under what excuse? That the president has finally listened to them. And one thing that astonished me is, as when the president was giving his speech, the members of, let me say, Kenya Kwanza regime and the persons who support the regime were there clapping. The same members who actually voted yes for the bill were actually clapping as the president was saying that he's withdrawn the bill. So the question is, even in the first instance, what was the need of tabling that bill in parliament? Even after the public participation, more than 100% accurate, showed that majority of citizens were not in support of that draconian bill that was to fund difficult life within the Kenyan nationals. Blood has already been shed. Scores and scores of bodies in the morgues. Look at what happened in Githurai. Go to the hospitals, Kenyatta National Hospital. Go to the hospitals. Persons with live ammunition wounds, not from nobody else, but the same police who are supposed to be protecting its citizens turned and started killing them. And it should only have been from one person. It must have been from one command center. That is William Ruto. So, we are not taking that. We have jumped out of the ship that says reject finance bill. Now, we have boarded another ship that says Ruto must go. It's either he resigns, and if he resigns, the whole government resigns, the MPs, senators, governors, and let us reconstitute and reassemble again for another elections, and let us choose a person who will not be a puppet of the West, but a person who will be so passionate about delivering for and to its citizens. A person who will be ready to listen to the citizens. A person who will have comrades' interest at heart. So, guys, viva a luta continua. Vox populi, vox Dio. You know, it is so saddening that even after killing the people in Githurai, they still went there trying to do investigation. What are you investigating yet? You know, you're the people who have killed these sons. Someone's father, in the name of a police, is kneeling down, cocking his gun, directly pointing it to somebody else's son. I mean, my question is, when this someone's father goes back to the house, what stories does he tell the wife? What stories does he tell the kids? Like, man, today I just gunned 10 innocent Kenyans down. Doesn't make sense, right? Doesn't make sense. So, Ruto, if you want to talk to the Generation Z and the millennials for you to quell down the protests, are you able to bring back the lives that are lost? Are you able? Ruto, if you are able to bring back those lives, then we can reconsider talking. But if you cannot bring back those lives, let nature take its course forward. Occupy State House is the movement. I know some of you look at these as a joke of the century. Some of you see it as a drama, apocalypse, some series happening somewhere. But let me tell you, the sooner you drive yourself to this fact that a revolution is actually occurring beforehand, light in your eyes in this generation, then there's nothing you'll ever understand it. Ruto, the generation is smarter than you. These are not the people you could easily lie to. These people, they have intellect capabilities much, much wider than yours. You know, It's a revolution. Whether you decide to take down the internet, whether you decide to take down the communication, no problem. When the time for revolution has come, it has come. Nobody can stop it. When it's time for revolution, it will be done. Brothers, mothers, sisters, aunties, uncles, wherever you are, everybody join this movement. Liberate the nation. And let Kenya set a pace, setting an example to the whole of Africa. And let Kenya send message to the West. We don't need puppets. IMF, World Banks. This land is ours. Africa is ours. Africa is our business. After we are done with Kenya, we'll mop Africa. After we're done with mopping Africa, then we shall deal with your embassies. Those corrupt places you put there in terms of visa interviews, and you mint millions of dollars from our pockets, making sure that we are never stable. Let me tell you, sooner than you think it is, sooner than you think it is, it shall knock, and not only knock, it will knock harder unto your doors. Ahmed Khalif is my name. Le camarade. Viva, viva, viva. Let us go. Let us not be intimidated by abductions. Let us not be intimidated by the shootings or the killings. Otherwise, this should be a motivating factor for us to push on. Viva.
Kwa timba kali za Afrika, DURB Radio ndio mpango mzima.